Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda. Jai Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhaktivedanta. Jai Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhaktivedanta. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalan Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya. Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की, श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
Hare Krishna. Lot of floors still visible. Please move forward. Devotees want to come. Please, 1 meter each. Move forward.
हरे कृष्णा। श्री नित्यानंद त्रयोदशी महामहोत्सव की। So good morning everyone, thank you so much for coming. It's a very joyful day. Today is the appearance of Nityananda Prabhu. It's a great day of hope. One time, His Holiness Jep Thakur Maharaj was giving a class on Nityananda Prabhu, and someone put their hand up and said, Maharaj, how can I get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu? Maharaj looked back at him and he said, how can you escape the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu? So Nityananda Prabhu is so kind, so merciful, so giving. Sometimes we wake up in the morning and we feel so much weakness within our own consciousness. Where am I? Who am I? I receive so many opportunities. I have so much spiritual wealth at my fingertips. Ihajani na anuraga. But I have no taste. I have no enthusiasm. I have no determination. Sometimes we look in the mirror and we feel we are falling short in so many ways. Then on days like this we remember there's great hope, because Nityananda Prabhu is there. And the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu can make up all the distance that we are falling short. So today we will read from the Adi Leela of the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Today we're reading from chapter number 5, entitled The Glories of Nityananda Balaram. And today we're reading from text number 204. So if you have a phone, Adi, chapter 5, 204. For those of you who don't have a phone, you can repeat anyway. Very easy. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Charanaravindam. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Charanaravindam. Yaha hoite painu Shri Radha Govinda. Jaha hoite painu Shri Radha Govinda. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Charanaravinda. Jai Jai Nityananda Charanaravinda. Jahoite Painu Shri Radha Govinda. Jahoite Painu Shri Radha Govinda. Jahoite Charanaravinda. Jai Jai Nityananda Charanaravinda. Jahoite Painu Shri Radha Govinda. Ladies. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Charanaravinda. Jahoite Painu Shri Radha Govinda. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Charanaravinda. Jahoite Painu Shri Radha Govinda. Jaya Jaya. All glories to Nityananda, of Lord Nityananda. Charanaravinda, the lotus feet. Jahoite, from whom Painu I got. Shri Radha Govinda, the shelter of Shri Radha and Govinda. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. O glory to the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, by whose mercy I have attained Shri Radha Govinda. Purport. Srila Narottam Das Thakur, who is famous for his poetic composition known as Prarthana, has lamented in one of his prayers, "When will Lord Nityananda be merciful upon me, so that I will forget all material desires?" Srila Narottam Das Thakur confirms that unless one is freed from material desires to satisfy the needs of the body and senses, one cannot understand the transcendental abode of Lord Krishna Vrindavan. He also confirms that one cannot understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna without going through the direction of the 6 Goswamis. In another verse, Narottam Das Thakur has stated that without the causeless mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, one cannot enter into the affairs of Radha and Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Prabodhananda Saraswati is intoxicated with love for 3 things: Shri Vrindavan Dham, Srimati Radharani, and Shri Gaur Nityananda. He understands that these 3 are the wealth of life. One cannot enter into Shri Vrindavan Dham unless one has the mercy of Srimati Radharani. And one cannot get the mercy of Srimati Radharani or Shri Krishna if one doesn't have the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And one cannot get the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu unless one has the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. And therefore we could say, for us here in Kali Yuga creatures, it all begins with the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu and his associates. This is the starting point which gives us the opportunity to even go on this journey to Sri Vrindavan Dham. Yatha yatha gaura padara vinde. Prabodhananda Saraswati says, you'll never reach the shores of Sri Vrindavan Dham unless you first dive into the ocean of the pastimes of Gaura and Nityananda. Only when you dive into that ocean of Gauranga and Nityananda's pastimes, and you navigate yourself to the depths of that ocean, then when you emerge from that ocean, you will find yourself on the banks of Sri Vrindavan Dham. And therefore, it is through Gauranga and Nityananda that we get to Vrindavan. In the UK, we had a temple in Scotland, and years ago they were on a mission to have everyone chant Gauranga's names. And therefore they would get a bus and they would plaster it with "Say Gauranga and be happy," and then they would drive through the town doing a Harinam on it. One time they hacked into all the email addresses of different databases and they sent a spam, "Chant Gauranga and be happy." He even came up on the FBI watch list. Like, we don't know what this is, Gauranga. They used to put Gauranga's names on milk bottles, milk cartons. And another trick that they used to use is that there would be the highways, the motorways. So what they would do is they would have motorway bridges. So what they would do in the night time is they would go with huge letters, G-A-U-R-A-N-G-A, and they would put a huge sign, Gauranga. And then everyone waking up in the morning, going to work, would be driving under this bridge, Gauranga. So once I was doing Sankirtan in that area. If you go to UK today, you can still see so many bridges with Gauranga. And so one time I was doing Sankirtan there, and I said to one man, "Can you say Gauranga?" He said, "Gauranga, I know Gauranga." I said, "You know Gauranga?" Thank you so much. I said, "You know Gauranga?" He said, "Yes, I know." I said, "Who's Gauranga?" "Gauranga is that construction firm that makes all the bridges." I said, "Okay." Not quite, but good that you know. This is real bridge preaching. And then I was thinking, actually it's right. Gauranga builds a bridge. Gauranga and Nityananda build a bridge. We can't cross this ocean of the material world. It's too hard. We'll never do it. But if we get the mercy of Gauranga and Nityananda, then they take us to that wealth. So if you look at the pastimes of Nityananda, what he's always doing is he's taking the devotees to the wealth of Krishna consciousness. Kaviraj Goswami, we were hearing the other day, became so overwhelmed with anxiety because Miniketana Ram had been offended in his home. A great devotee of Lord Nityananda offended means doom. But then what did Nityananda Prabhu? Nityananda Prabhu came to him in a dream. "Hare Hare Krishna Das Nakaraha Bhai Vrindavana Yaha Taha Sarvalabhya Hai." Nityananda came to him in a dream and said, "Hare Hare Krishna Das, oh my dear servant of Krishna, Nakaraha Bhai, don't worry about anything. Vrindavana Yaha Taha, when you wake up tomorrow morning, just go to Vrindavan. Sarva Labhya Hai, and there you'll get everything." Nityananda guided Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami to go to Vrindavan. He said, "Sarva Labhya Hai, you'll get everything you want." And what happened? Kaviraj Goswami went to Vrindavan and he got everything. He got the topmost residence in the entire universe. He was saying at Manasapavana Ghat Radha Kund. He got the topmost association in the universe, the association of the Goswamis of Vrindavan. And he got the topmost service in the universe, the opportunity to write the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you follow Nityananda, and if you follow Nityananda's representatives, they will guide you to the real spiritual treasure house. Narottam Das Thakur, same story. He was completely disinterested in material life, but he was thinking, what is my future? And then one day Nityananda Prabhu came to him in a dream and said, tomorrow, just go to Prema Tali. Just go to the river Padma. And there, don't worry about anything, just jump in. Gauranga has stored liquid prema there for you. And as soon as you go in, you'll be a transformed person. And indeed, Narottam Das Thakur went the very next day without any hesitation, jumped into that place, was overwhelmed. Years ago we went to that place, the river Padma, Prema Tali. We went with His Holiness Kadamba Maharaj. So we were on the boat and we rowed out to the place where it said, Narottam jumped in. So we all, this is it, this is it. So we all jumped in. Soon we were drowning. Not in prema, just because we couldn't swim. But it was still a very transcendental experience to just think, Narottam Das Thakur just jumped in. Nityananda Prabhu guided him. Where is the wealth? He took it. Got love for Krishna, became madly intoxicated. Raghunath Das Goswami, same story. Pagal, gone mad. Running away from home. Running, trying to meet Mahaprabhu, not working out for some reason. Father, mother keeps catching him back. The mother looks at the father and says, you got to tie him up in chains. The father looks at the mother and said, are you mad? He's got a wife more beautiful than an Apsara, and he's got more opulence than Indra, and even that can't hold him back. You think chains are going to hold him back? In colloquial English, he's lost it. He's mad. Raghunath Das Goswami was running to meet Mahaprabhu, but somehow or other, Mahaprabhu kept telling him, go back, the time is not right, the time is not right. But then what happened? Raghunath Das Goswami ran away, and then he went first to a very, very special place, Panihati Dham. And there, underneath a banyan tree, Raghunath Das Goswami was sitting. And as soon as Nityananda Prabhu was sitting, and as soon as Raghunath Das Goswami came, Nityananda Prabhu called him over, come here. And immediately, Nityananda Prabhu put his foot on Raghunath Das Goswami's head. And Raghunath Das Goswami understood. Now it's all over. All my attachments are over. Once in a class, Govinda Maharaj was giving a class and he said, Nityananda Prabhu will give you a big kick. And he'll give you a kick and he'll throw out all of your attachments. And then he'll push you towards Lord Chaitanya. So having received the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, Raghunath Das Goswami, finally, he was able to run away. Run away, never to come back again. Run away to Jagannath Puri. And there he took shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and became very, very dear to all the devotees. And then finally, after Mahaprabhu left, then Raghunath Das Goswami came to Sri Vrindavan Dham and there spent his final days on the banks of Sri Radha Kund. The theme keeps coming again and again. If you want to arrive in Sri Vrindavan Dham, the only route is through Gauranga and Nityananda. Nityananda, the Acharyas tell us, is the form of Adi Guru. Only a very, very fortunate person can come in contact with Nityananda Prabhu and his representative. See, Nityananda Prabhu grew up in Ekachakra Dham. He grew up in his childhood performing all the pastimes in drama form of Krishna, Ram and all the other avatars. As he was doing all the dramas through childhood, everyone was looking at him and said, "How do you know these dramas so well?" Well, what to do? I was in them. And so it was a very, very happy childhood, playing. I was just thinking in Melbourne temple, these great souls, these kids are here and they're just growing up in community, singing, dancing, remembering Krishna. Such a beautiful life. So like that, Nityananda Prabhu grew up. And when he was about 12 or 13 years old, it's said that a great sadhu came to his home. Some say it was Lakshmipati Tirtha, some say it was another great sannyasi Thakur. Whichever one it was, his father, Hare Pandit, served that sadhu very, very beautifully. Yes, when a saintly person comes, they are a walking place of pilgrimage. Bhavad Vida Bhagavata Stirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibhu Tirti Kurvanti Tirthani Svantasteina Gadaprita. When a saintly person comes, they bring all the wealth of the spiritual world with them. So he was so captured by this saintly person. And then he said to the saintly person, "You have blessed my home, you've blessed my life, you've blessed my entire existence by your presence. What can I do to reciprocate? What can I give you?" Whew. That's dangerous. Ask a saintly person, "What can I do for you?" "Well, I have a few ideas." Then you can't say no. But Hare Pandit was thinking, anything, I'm ready to give anything. But he never thought that the sadhu would ask for this one thing. But that's what the sadhu asked for. He said, "I want your son." My son, Nityananda. He is my life. He is my soul. Will I be able to live without him? Yes. You said anything? So he had to give. And with great reluctance, with great pain in his heart, he allowed Nityananda Prabhu to go. And so that sadhu took Nityananda Prabhu. They went on pilgrimage. They went to all the holy places, all the Char Dham, in the north to Badrinath, in the south to Rameshwaram, the west to Jagannath Puri, east to Jagannath Puri, west to Dwarka, all these places. The pilgrimage didn't last for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. How long are you going to have my son for? Just the pilgrimage, just the short pilgrimage. 20 years they were traveling for. He took Nityananda Prabhu for 20 years. And after 20 years, the pilgrimage reached its culmination. Where? Sri Vrindavan Dham. All roads ultimately lead to Sri Vrindavan Dham. It's said that just like Krishna is the Swayam Bhagavan, Ete Chamsha Kala Pumsha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the source of all incarnations. And the Acharyas tell us that Sri Vrindavan Dham is also the source of all other dhams. So just by visiting Sri Vrindavan Dham, one reaches the fulfillment of going to all holy places. And so they reach Sri Vrindavan Dham. And there, Nityananda Prabhu's mercy came to another level. His ecstasy came to an uncontrollable level. If you go to Vrindavan Dham today, then you can go to Shringar Vat or Nityananda Vat. And it's said that underneath this tree, Nityananda Prabhu would meditate on the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and everything that happened in Sri Vrindavan Dham. By this time, Nityananda Prabhu was over 30. But interestingly, he had not met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nityananda knew that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had advented in Navadvip, but he didn't want to go to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu until Mahaprabhu began his Sankirtan pastimes. In the beginning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a Pandit, Nimai Pandit, the greatest scholar, and therefore he was engaged in intellectual pursuits. And so Nityananda Prabhu didn't want to see Mahaprabhu like that. He only wanted to come and see Mahaprabhu once Mahaprabhu had begun manifesting his Sankirtan pastimes. And so Nityananda Prabhu was waiting. Meanwhile in Navadvip, Mahaprabhu's father passed away. And therefore Mahaprabhu went to Gaya. And there in Gaya, Mahaprabhu met his spiritual master, Ishvarapuri. And when Ishvarapuri met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the very first thing he did was he chastised him. Murkha tumi tomar nahik Vedanta adhikar Krishna mantra japa sada e mantra sar. Murkha tumi, you're a fool. Tomar nahik Vedanta adhikar. You don't have any qualification to understand Vedanta. Krishna mantra japa sada. Just chant Krishna's names. A mantra sar. That's the essence of everything. And so Nimai was humbled. He was humbled by a spiritual master who told him, you're a fool. People glorify you that you're such a Pandit, but you don't know that the only wealth of spiritual life is found within the holy name of Krishna. You have to take the name. So Mahaprabhu took the name, and very, very quickly he became completely intoxicated. He came back to Ishvarapuri. Kiba mantra dila goshai, kiba tarabal, japite japite mantra, korite pagal. Kiba mantra? What kind of mantra have you given me? Kiba tarabal. What is the power of this mantra? Japite japite mantra. I'm chanting it again and again. Korila pagal, and I'm becoming completely mad. And then Ishvarapuri recited a verse and he said, very good. This is the essence of Bhagavatam. Evam vratasva priyanama kirtya jatan urago drutachitta uchcher hasatyati roditi roti gayati unmadavan nrityati loka bhayaha. If someone ever asks you, what is the essence of the Bhagavatam? So many people may recite so many different verses. This is the essence of Bhagavatam. Save pumsham paro dharmo, someone may say. Someone may say, Krishna's tu Bhagavan Swayam. Someone else may say another verse. According to Ishvarapuri, this verse is the essence of Bhagavatam. And what is that verse? Evam vratasva priyanama kirtya. That when you take the name of Krishna and you chant it with love, then what happens? Hasatyati roditi roti gayati unmadavan nrityati loka bhayaha. When you chant the name of Krishna, you become so mad that you laugh uncontrollably, you cry uncontrollably, you start dancing uncontrollably, and you act in all kinds of mad ways, becoming completely indifferent to public opinion. That is the perfection of reading Bhagavatam. Ishvarapuri looked at Mahaprabhu, he said, you done it. All these years you were studying Vedanta, all these years you were studying Bhagavatam, but you never became mad. Therefore I told you, Vedantadikar, you don't have the qualification. I told you, Krishna mantra japa sada, just chant Krishna's names. And now you've done it, you've achieved the essence of Bhagavatam. So Mahaprabhu became completely mad. And then Mahaprabhu thought, now I am here in Gaya. I've become completely intoxicated by the love of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. Let me just go to Vrindavan. And then as Mahaprabhu began to walk towards Vrindavan, a voice from the sky came and said, "No, no, where are you going? You have a job to do. Go to Navadvip." God had to be reminded, you're God and you have a job to do. And so Mahaprabhu redirected and he went to Navadvip. And there in Navadvip, Mahaprabhu began the Sankirtan movement. See, 4 of the Panchatattva were already in Navadvip. Mahaprabhu was born there. Advaita Acharya had 2 homes, one in Shantipur, one in Navadvip, so he was there. Gadadhar Pandit was Mahaprabhu's childhood friend, so he was there. And Srivas Thakur had his home in Navadvip, Srivasangan, he was there. 4 of them were already there. But there was one missing. And when this one would come to Navadvip, and the 5 would come together, then the explosion would happen. Nityananda was in Vrindavan, he heard the news. Mahaprabhu has become completely mad. He's starting the Sankirtan pastimes. Nityananda Prabhu left Vrindavan and started traveling towards Navadvip. He came into Navadvip incognito, undercover. And he went to Isodhyan. Isodhyan is a very, very mystical space within Navadvip Dham. And there in Isodhyan is one home of Nandana-Acharya. You can go to that place today. And Nityananda Prabhu stayed there. Nobody knew he had arrived. There was no welcoming party, there was no fanfare, there was no attention. He just arrived. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu woke up in the morning. By his transcendental potency, he could understand Nityananda has arrived. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Srivas, Haridas, go and find him. Nityananda has come. Go and find him. So Srivas and Haridas started traveling. They went everywhere. Knocked every door practically. Went to every corner. The amazing thing is, Srivas and Haridas couldn't find Nityananda. The Acharyas tell us, this is a very deep meaning here. Who is Srivas Thakur? Narad Muni. Who is Haridas Thakur? Brahma. Brahma is the creator of the universe. Srivas Thakur is Narad Muni. He is the one who has traveled to every corner of the universe. If there was someone who knew the universe, it was Brahma and Narad Muni. I mean, between them, they cover every inch of the universe. They know it. But they couldn't find Nityananda. Because who does Nityananda represent? The Guru. The lesson is, you cannot find the Guru by your own grace, by your own power. Only Kona Bhagyavan Jeev. Only if you become very fortunate, you will find the Guru. So they came back, they said, we can't find him anywhere. Mahaprabhu said, you guys are useless. I'll take you. And then they all went to Nandana-Acharya Bhavan. If you come out of Sridham Mayapur today, our temple, and you go left, and you walk 100 or 200 meters down, then you come to Nandana-Acharya Bhavan. And you can come to the place where Nityananda and Gauranga met for the first time. Gauranga came into the room, Nityananda was there. And as soon as their eyes met each other, it was explosive. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gaudadaya Pushpavanto Chitro Shando Tamo Nudo. Gauranga and Nityananda are like the sun and the moon, and they've arisen on the horizon of Gauda to dissipate the darkness of Kali Yuga. The sun is brilliant, the moon is brilliant, but can you imagine what happened when the sun and the moon met together in one room? It was explosive. They embraced, they hugged, they cried, they fainted. The ground was shaking. Everyone was stunned. And everyone realized this is the beginning of the revolution. Now the Panchatattva were together. Panchatattva mili prem. They all came together. And what did they do? Lutia kaya diya. They broke open the treasure house of love of Godhead. They began tasting it. And they began giving it to everyone. So Nityananda Prabhu represents the spiritual master. The spiritual master is guiding us towards the wealth of Krishna consciousness. Just like Nityananda Prabhu guided Krishnadas Kaviraj, Narottam Das Thakur, Raghunath Das Goswami, Nityananda Prabhu and the Guru who represents Nityananda Prabhu, they are guiding us, they are giving the instructions, they are telling us the ways and means by which we can actually achieve the love that we're all searching for. And so, this is why this day is so important. Because Nityananda Prabhu represents the mercy manifestation. Of all the pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu, perhaps the most famous pastime is the pastime of Jagai and Madai. This pastime in which Nityananda Prabhu sheds his mercy, shares his mercy upon the two most sinful people in Navadvip. This is an iconic pastime because what it teaches us is the heart of Nityananda. And what we learn from this pastime is also the heart of anyone who is a true follower of Nityananda Prabhu. The first thing that's very, very apparent in this pastime is Nityananda Prabhu's compassion. Sometimes we make a discrimination of who's qualified for Krishna consciousness and who's not. Sometimes we look at people and we just think, too far gone, lost cause. Not going to be able to make it. There are some towns that you just don't go to for Sankirtan. They got a big red X on the map. Ain't going to go there. But Nityananda Prabhu is so compassionate that he's willing to go anywhere. He's willing to reach out to anyone. And he's willing to oversee any fault. Yamaraj was documenting the sins of Jagai and Madai. Chitragupta was writing everything down, and it's mentioned they were running out of space to document it all. They had done everything. There wasn't anything they hadn't done practically. Yet Nityananda Prabhu forgave them. Nityananda Prabhu never judged them. Nityananda Prabhu saw the potentiality within them. Nityananda Prabhu showered his compassion upon them. This quality of being compassionate is very much the heart of Nityananda Prabhu and all his representatives. Tapyante lokatapena sadhavo prayasojana paramaradhanam tadhi purushasya khilatmana. If you want to know the greatness of a Vaishnav, this verse tells us, Tapyante lokatapena. Just look at the Vaishnav and ask yourself, how much suffering are they willing to undergo in order to relieve the suffering of others? That one measure defines the depth of a Vaishnav. How much suffering is one willing to undergo in order to relieve the sufferings of others? Param aradhanam tadhi. This verse tells us there's no higher way of worshipping the Lord than doing that. Therefore the great souls, they have such a heart of compassion. The representatives of Nityananda Prabhu, they exude this compassion. His Grace Brahmananda Prabhu was once giving a class in Vrindavan or somewhere else. He was glorifying Srila Prabhupada. And then at the end of the class, someone put their hand up and said, Brahmananda Prabhu, the way you speak about Srila Prabhupada, It seems that for you, Srila Prabhupada is God. Brahmananda Prabhu paused for a moment. He looked down and then he looked back up and he said, no, we made that mistake. We made that mistake. One time we were saying Srila Prabhupada is God. No. He said, but nowadays I think Srila Prabhupada is greater than God. Because Srila Prabhupada came to the Lower East Side to save me. And then he broke down crying. Srila Prabhupada came to the Lower East Side to save me. That compassion, that kindness, that incredible sacrifice, that is the heart of Nityananda and the representatives of Nityananda Prabhu. One time Brahmananda Prabhu, he also says he was with Srila Prabhupada the whole day, from the morning, early morning, translating, chanting, correspondence, giving a class, meeting reporters, going out, looking at the site of a temple, counseling the devotees, coming back, doing another program, meeting again, some press representatives. He said, by the end of the day, I was with Prabhupada in the back of the car. And Prabhupada had given every bit of energy, and Prabhupada was dozing off. And it came to the point where Prabhupada was dozing off, and he was in Brahmananda Prabhu's lap. And Brahmananda Prabhu was in the back of the car, and Srila Prabhupada was on his lap. And Brahmananda Prabhu said, I looked at Srila Prabhupada, and I saw he just gave every last bit of energy. He didn't hold anything back. He just gave everything for helping others. He realized in that moment the complete sacrifice and compassion of his spiritual master. So this pastime represents the compassion of Nityananda Prabhu and his representatives. But this pastime also indicates how the devotees can create transformation in others. Jagai and Madai went from being the most sinful characters to the most saintly persons. This is the power of Nityananda Prabhu to transform someone. Madai threw the pot at Nityananda Prabhu, and after their transformation, what did Jagai and Madai do? They built a ghat. Not just that, whenever any Vaishnavas came there to bathe in the Ganga, they welcomed them, they washed their feet. Not just that, they began to glorify the Vaishnavas. It said not just that, in the Chaitanya Bhagavat it said that when they would come, if anyone still had any anger towards Jagai and Madai, then Jagai and Madai would give them stones and they would tell them, throw them at us. And after throwing them at them, they said, are you satisfied? If you're not, please take them again and hit us again, we deserve it. Madai, who threw the pot at Nityananda Prabhu, underwent a 180-degree transformation. This is the power of Nityananda. This is the power of Nityananda's representatives, that they can create a quantum change within living entities. It's said that the most expensive metal is gold. But it's said that there's one element which is even more valuable than gold, and that is touchstone. Because a touchstone, anything you touch, it turns to gold. But it's said that there's one thing which is even more valuable than touchstone, and that is the Vaishnav. Because the Vaishnav is a touchstone that when they touch others, those people don't just become gold, they become touchstones. And they have the power to then touch others, who then become touchstones. That is the transformational Shakti that a Vaishnava, a representative of Nityananda Prabhu, has. And so, Nityananda also represents this transformational power. And this pastime also teaches us that Nityananda Prabhu also represents transcendental ambition. Mahaprabhu had instructed Nityananda and Haridas to go out and preach. Prati ghare ghare giya magiye ye bhiksha. Bolo Krishna, bhajo Krishna, koro Krishna shiksha. Mahaprabhu told Nityananda and Haridas, Prati ghare ghare giya, go to every single home, magiye ye bhiksha, and ask for a donation. Bolo Krishna, bhajo Krishna, koro Krishna shiksha. Very simple. Just knock on their door and beg them. Chant Krishna's names, follow Krishna's instructions, worship Krishna. So Nityananda and Haridas were Sankirtan partners. So they went out together. But Nityananda, when he saw Jagai and Madai, he was excited. Haridas was like, maybe it's time to go somewhere else. Nityananda Prabhu was like, no, them. Nityananda Prabhu had a transcendental ambition that I want Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be glorified in the three worlds. And if Jagai and Madai are converted, then this will spread Mahaprabhu's glories like wildfire. And that's why Nityananda Prabhu was specially interested in converting Jagai and Madai, because Nityananda Prabhu had the transcendental ambition that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glory be sung in all the three worlds. Therefore, a devotee has transcendental ambition. A devotee wants Krishna to be known by everyone. A devotee is looking for opportunities to spread the Sankirtan movement. This is the heart of Nityananda, and this is the heart of Nityananda's representatives. And so, as we look at this pastime of Jagai and Madai, we can remember these are the qualities, these are the characteristics that we're trying to develop as followers of Nityananda. The first one is extreme compassion. Extreme compassion. The second one is this power to transform others. One can understand they have become empowered by Nityananda's mercy when they're able to touch the hearts of others. And everyone can do it if they have that compassion. And when they have that compassion, and they thus transform those who come in their vicinity, and they witness how Krishna consciousness can touch someone, then the third thing that arises within that devotee is they then develop the deep ambition that let us spread this, let us expand this, let us share this with anyone and everyone. And so progressively you can see what's happening in this pastime. Nityananda embodies compassion. That compassion empowers his ability to create transformation. And when we see that transformation happening in others, then we develop the deep ambition that there's no other business in this world that's worth my time and energy. The only business in this world that's worth my time and energy is to try to somehow spread the Sankirtan movement. That's the real business. Everything else is just the detail. Everything else is just for maintenance. Everything else is just something I have to do so that I can participate in spreading this Sankirtan movement, because frankly, everything else in the world isn't really that exciting at all. And this is the heart of Nityananda Prabhu. This is the heart of Nityananda Prabhu's representatives. And this is why this movement is so glorious. Because this movement has the power to change people. Nityananda Prabhu and what he is giving, the Shakti that he is exuding, has the power to turn crows into swans. And so anyone who becomes a follower of Nityananda Prabhu also develops that kind of empowerment. And therefore here, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he is saying, I'm a fool, I'm lower, I'm more sinful than Jagai and Madai. Whoever sees me loses all their pious credits. I'm lower than the worm in the stool. And then he's dancing, saying, all glory to Lord Nityananda, because Lord Nityananda gave me his grace, his mercy, and therefore he allowed me to reach the lotus feet of Sri Radha Govinda in Sri Vrindavan Dham. So on this day, we're remembering Nityananda Prabhu, we're remembering his mercy, and we're remembering the great opportunity that each one of us have in our lives to become a representative of Nityananda. Compassion, take that compassion, touch someone's heart, transform them. Experience the magic of helping someone reconnect with their eternal identity, and then you'll realize there's only one ambition in life, and that ambition is what can we do to spread this Krishna consciousness movement. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki, Nityananda Trayodasi Maha Mahotsava ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. So thank you so much for your kind attention. Appreciate it. Okay, so we have some time. If anyone would like to ask a question or comment, yes.
Maharaj, as we understand that the Kali Yuga Dharma is Yuga Dharma, is Harinam Sankirtan. In Bhagavad Gita 10.25, Krishna says that before the sacrifices, chanting of my holy names is the topmost sacrifice. My question is related to the current rare celestial alignment of Kumbh Mela. Then why do we see that devotees from our congregation, they are traveling to the Kumbh Mela? Is that recommended even though we know that the Yuga Dharma is chanting of the holy names? Just my curiosity, inquisitiveness, why?
Mataji, the devotees will go to Kumbh Mela, they'll go to a beer concert, they'll go anywhere where there are people. We are going to Kumbh Mela not to get some temporary benefit or some blessings or some punya. We are going to Kumbh Mela because 300 million people are going to come there in 1 month, and we have the opportunity to give them the holy name of Krishna. There's no other reason.
Sorry. Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much. Maharaj, I have a question that sometimes we see that desires which are seemingly not so good for our spiritual development, like for example, investing in properties and then ending up with a big mortgage or something. So desires which are not very good for our spiritual advancement actually get, they get fulfilled. Whereas sometimes desires which are seemingly good for our spiritual advancement, spiritual projects or aspirations, that's when Krishna says no. So is it dependent on the level of surrender of the devotee?
Depends how much you desire your desire. That's it. Yes, I have a desire to go back home, back to Godhead. Really? Do we? Really? I give you 2 options. Ready? Option number 1. You can fulfill all your spiritual desires, all your material goals. You can have a very wonderful life in Krishna consciousness. You can live very, very purely, follow all the principles, and then at the end of life, you will definitely go back to Godhead. Do you need to hear the second option? Option number 2. Go back to Godhead now. Now. Ready? Now, who wants to come? Now. This moment. Liar. For all of you, we have a seminar on truthfulness. Are you really ready to go now? Even when the other option is you can do everything you want and still go back to Godhead. You want to go now, at this moment? Are you ready to leave everything behind? Are you ready to just say, Krishna, if you call me, I'm coming? Everyone is saying this. That means we still have so many agendas here. So we're telling Krishna, oh, why Krishna, you don't take away my material desire? Because we don't want to. There was one rishi giving a class and someone asked him, what's the nature of illusion? So he jumped off the Vyasasana, he went into the courtyard, he started hugging a tree and started shouting, let me go, let me go, let me go. This, dear friends, is illusion. So yes, we have desires, but how much do you desire your desire? How much do you desire? What are you willing to do to go back home, back to Godhead? Yes, Krishna, I have so many spiritual desires, but you don't fulfill them. But how much do you want them? So, I told that story. Prabhupada was once giving a class and someone stood up and he said, can you see Krishna? Prabhupada said, yes, I can. Can't you see Krishna? And he said, no, I can't. And then Prabhupada looked at him and he said, do you want to see Krishna? All eyes were on this man. And in that moment he looked down and he said, no, I don't want to see Krishna. Prabhupada said, therefore you cannot see Krishna. Because you don't want it. Do we really want it? I really want to see you. I really want to see you, but it takes so long. Do we have that? So, why? Krishna is on your side. Of course he's going to help you. But are you ready? That's the point. Then when Krishna starts doing things, then we complain. Well, Krishna is messing everything up. Then if Krishna doesn't do it, then we also complain. Krishna is in a hard position. He is also baffled. What do I do with this person? Let me just sit and wait and see what they really want to do. So we want Krishna to take our material desires. Do you want Krishna to take your material desires away?
Yes.
I dare you. To go in front of Krishna and from the core of your heart say Prahlad Maharaj's prayer. Yadi dasyasi me kaman varamscha varadarshaba kamanam ridyasam moham bhavatastu vrinevaram. Nishingadev says, Prahlad, you want a benediction? Yes, I want a benediction. What's the benediction? Yadi dasyasi me kam. Krishna, may you remove all the material desires from the core of my heart. Nice prayer. But do you know what Krishna is going to do to remove your material desires? Nice prayer. But then what will Krishna have to do? Are you ready? It's not a joke to overcome material desires. So, best thing, my humble recommendation would be that maybe we don't need to pray for that because maybe we're not ready. But maybe what we can do is just absorb ourselves in the pastimes and the mood and the mission of Nityananda Prabhu. Just launch yourself into Harinam Sankirtan. Just launch yourself into service. Just try to fill up every part of your life with Krishna. And let us just try to do it in a positive way. Because we may not be ready the other way. But Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, everything, take it over.
Thank you for the nice class.
It's not working? Okay.
Okay, thank you for the nice class. You mentioned through Lord Nityananda Mahaprabhu we can attain the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu we can attain Radha Krishna. My question is, we see in the pastime of Duryodhana, he attained the mercy of Lord Balaram as his disciple, but still he wasn't able to get the mercy of Krishna. So what was lacking in him?
Balaram was very, very merciful to Duryodhana. In our life, we are like a Duryodhana, and we still get the mercy of saintly people. But still, we have to be open, we have to be receptive, we have to be good disciples. The Bhagavatam explains what are the qualities of a good disciple. Amanyamat saro dakshor, nirmamo dridasaurida, asatvaror tajigyasur, anasuyur amogavak. Everyone in the whole world is questioning, who's my guru, who's my guru, who's qualified to be my guru? But what is my qualification as a disciple? Amani, you have to be completely prideless. Jigyasur, you have to be incredibly inquisitive. Asatvaror, you should never be deviated from the path that your guru tells you to follow. Anasuyur, you should never have any envy towards others. Amogavak, you should never speak useless things. This is a real disciple. So you can have the best guru in the world. You can even have Balaram as your guru. But if you are not a good disciple, how you will be able to receive the mercy? And so, yes, it's very instructive. We are like Duryodhana. We get the mercy of great Vaishnavas. But then we don't receive the gift.
Thank you much.
Yeah, I don't. Whoever gets it. It's a
Maharaj,
free-for-all.
they've actually got you a present. Do you want to give the present? It's a card to say, please come back as soon as possible to Melbourne.
All right,
From
thank
time
you
from all
so
the
much.
children in Melbourne. Haribo.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you so much for the wonderful lectures you've been given for so many days. We're talking about Lord Nityananda's mercy, and with his mercy we get Radha and Krishna. But we see in Vrindavan there are many personalities who are not following in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. And lately many of them are very famous also now. And many devotees are looking up to them. How do you understand, as practicing devotees who are followers of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, dealing with those sort of personalities and then simultaneously sticking to our parampara where Radha Krishna is very easily accessible through Nityananda Prabhu's mercy?
Yes. I think if we were to say there's no love for Krishna outside of the Gaudiya Parampara, that would be a little strong. Definitely, there are those who are connecting with Krishna, those who have love for Srimati Radharani, Sri Vrindavan Dham. And therefore, I don't think love is binary. It's not that you either have it or you don't have it. We have it in different degrees. But the special quality of Gauranga and Nityananda is they are giving that love in a superlative degree. Anarpita chiram chirat kurayani vatarna kalo samarpayito munatajvala rasam svabhakti shriyam. That which was anarpita, not given, very rarely given. Chira kali nahi kore prema bhakti dhan. For a long time it was not given in its confidential, freely. Now it's samarpayitum, is being given completely. So I think the way I understand it is that yes, there are others, they are approaching Radha and Krishna. They have some love for sure, we cannot say. But still what Gauranga and Nityananda are delivering is a very special type of love. And a love which is freely accessible. And a process. It's also the process that Gauranga and Nitya are bringing of Harinam Sankirtan. Like Kaviraj Goswami will say in Chaitanya Charitamrita, anyone who doesn't believe in Nityananda and Gauranga is a demon. And you think like, my God, it's like a born again Hare Krishna. Sound familiar. So what does Kaviraj Goswami actually mean when he says that? There could be different ways. Someone could say it's one way of seeing it is it's an ecstatic outpouring. He doesn't literally mean they're a demon. But one other explanation is, what is the definition of a demon? Sanskrit dictionary gives us the definition of a demon. Ashushu ramate iti asura. Who is an asura? Kaviraj Goswami says, if you don't believe in Gauranga and Nityananda, you are asura. You are a demon. But what's the definition of a demon? Ashushu ramate iti asura. Ashushu ramate means anyone who enjoys playing with the senses is an asura. That means anyone who's attracted to sense gratification is a big or a small demon. But a demon they are. Because ashushu ramate iti asura. So then it starts to make sense why Kaviraj Goswami says anyone who doesn't believe in Mahaprabhu is a demon. Because the only way to overcome the desire for sense gratification is to achieve the higher taste. And the only way to really achieve the higher taste, Namachintamani, Krishna's, is through Nam, the Nam given by Mahaprabhu and Gauranga. And so the process, the purity and the profundity of the love that Nityananda and Gauranga are giving means that we fully take shelter of them. And that's not to say that others can't develop some love, but this is a very special type of love. That's what I can say. Okay.
Hare Krishna. So on behalf of devotees, we would like to thank Maharaj. The reason is this is Maharaj's final lecture for Melbourne for this year. So Maharaj really preached in all directions in Melbourne. Maharaj had program in the south, that's here, north, east and west. And he attracted a lot of new people, our all congregation. Then Maharaj did program for the students, for our teens, and he had 3 Western outreaches as well. So apart from that, Maharaj really took time to personally talk to devotees as well as new guests. So the help Maharaj has given, the mercy that Maharaj has given is tremendous. And we would like to thank from bottom of our heart to Maharaj by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Maharaj, we request that you come back here. I know it was a very tight schedule for Maharaj. May need some rest after today. After leaving Melbourne, I'm sure about that. Maharaj was really exhausted, so we'll be mindful in the future when we organize the future programs. So thank you very much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
His Holiness Swami Bhagavan Keshava Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna. Maharaj will be taking part in the Abhishek as well, so we need to give some time. So we will have Kirtan downstairs in the temple room, so everyone can enthusiastically take part. 10:30 Abhishek will start. Thank you. Hare Krishna.